Hello, welcome back. So in this lecture, we will continue discuss sorting algorithm. So this is the fifth sorting algorithm called quicksort. The previous four sorting algorithm we discussed are all iterative algorithm for sorting. And for quicksort, it follows divide and conquer strategy. Okay, so it can be done recursively. So this sorting out can be done recursively. Okay, so the whole idea for the recursively do sorting is you first select some pivot element. And in our discussion, we normally just select the first item in the list or sublist. Okay. And then do split. So you select pivot and then do split operation with the list into two sublists, split it, and a left sublist. So then you have the pivot item checked, selected as it. Then you do split. You have the left sublist. So all of the items in the left sublist are less than the pivot. And then you have another right sublist. And you have all of the items that are greater than the pivot in the right sublist. But left sub and the right sublist are not sorted. Okay. Not sorted. And then we keep applying this split operation to the both sublists. So for left sublist, then you have a pivot again. And then you have the left sublist and the right sublist. So then you have the pivot. Okay. And here you have the left sublist, pivot, and the right sublist. So all the sublists are not sorted. So you keep doing this, okay, split, until the both left sublist and right sub only contain one element. And at that time, your whole list is sorted. Okay, so that's the whole idea about quicksort. Okay, so let's take a look about this example. Okay. So in quicksort, we first choose the pivot item. So in this case, we start at the first item. Okay, then we do split. So how do we do split? We split the remaining items into a left sublist and right sublist, etc. So how do we do that? So let's see. So we are going to do scanning from the right. Okay. And then you compare the item with the pivot. Okay. So this item is less than the pivot. So you stop here. And then you start your left scanning. Okay. The left scan, you compare the item with the pivot. So if it is greater, then you stop. Okay, after stop, then we swap these two items for your right scanning and left scanning, the item that you stopped. Okay, so we swap these two items and then we resume our scanning. Okay, first do the right scanning. Okay, compare with the pivots less than, so we stop. And then continue with the left It's less than, we continue, less than, we continue, less than, we continue, less than, we continue. 87 compared with 75, it's greater, so we stop. Then we exchange these two items. So this is 65, and here is 87. And then we continue. 57, it's continue our right scanning, it's less than, so we stop. And then we continue our left scanning and compare. It's smaller than pivot, so we continue, greater than pivot, so we stop. Okay. And then we exchange. So 57 and 85. And then you continue, resume your right scanning. Now your right scanning and your left scanning. So right scanning meets with left scanning. So that means no more scanning. So scanning stop. Okay, we stop here. And this will be the location that the pivot is supposed to be. Okay, so then we exchange the pivot with this item. So 57 move to here and 75 move here. So after that, let's rewrite. Okay, so it will be 57, 30, 26, 39, 43, 62, 65, 23. Okay, and then we have 75, and then we have 85, 87, and 95. Okay, so now you see, after this split operation, we have a left sublist and a right sublist. And both supposed not to be sorted, okay, but it may be sorted, okay. And then we are going to do the same split operation for this two sublist. So same thing, let's try with the left one first. So this is going to be the pivot. For the left sublist, then we start our scanning. So right scanning, it's less than, so we stop. Left scanning, okay, it's smaller, smaller, we stop, smaller, we stop, smaller, and this is greater, so we stop, and we exchange. So 23, and then 62, okay. Then we resume our scanning, and then left and right scanning meet with each other, so the scanning stop. Okay, after scanning stop, then you need to exchange the pivot item with the location, with the item at the locations that the right and the left scanning meet. Okay, so then we rewrite. So it's 23, 30, 26, 39, 43. Now you have 57. And then we have 65, 62. Okay, so this is for the left sublist. So clearly we can see after the split, you have the left side, that's all of the item less than the pivot, and the right sublist of the item greater than the pivot. Okay, so 75. Okay, and same thing for this right sublist. So this is a pivot. So then you just do the right scanning, right scanning. So we stop, is it? And because of the remaining items, there's no more remaining items to do the right scanning, is it? And the same thing, when you try to do the left scanning, and because it's already beyond for the right scanning, if we continue with it, the right scanning, it will reach the item itself. Is it? So then in this case, that means there is no left sublist, is it? So after this, your 87 will be there, and then, or 85 and 87 and 95. You will only have the right sublist, okay? And then same thing, you will do the split for this list again using the pivot. And the same thing, we are going to repeat, okay? So 23 will be the pivot, and then you do the scanning, the right scanning, is it? And we can clearly see it's already going to go beyond the item itself, is it? So that means no item that's less than 23. So there is no left sublist. So you can go ahead to have just the right sublist. And here, and you can see you need to stop here, is it, for the left? So the right and the left scanning meet with each other, then we do the swap. So 62 and then 65. Okay, then 75, 85, so 87, 95. Basically, after you do the split, it will look like that. And then, like for those sublets, because you only have one item, so no more split needed. And then we are going to continue doing the split for the sublets that has more than one item. So after that, we can clearly see that the item are going to be sorted to the location that they are supposed to be, in this case, in ascending order, is it? And we can also see, so after each split, the pivot item will be moved to the location that it is supposed to be, okay? So this is the idea about the quick sort. Well, let's just stop here for this lecture.